Well, it's just like a scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, except the treasure trove is very real. In 1989, David Lenny of Signature Prints in Sydney unboxed the first of what was to become the largest body of work by Australian artists and designers. Today, 33 years later, after being carefully preserved and added to the Australian Museum of Design, now has 7,500 designs which have never been seen by the public. These unseen designs will finally see the light of day thanks to a chance meeting last year between David and an old friend, Sydney businesswoman Margot Everett, and I'm very lucky because they both join me live right now. Welcome to Ticker Insight.
Good to be here, sir.
David, tell me, what was it like when you first discovered this treasure trove of forgotten art? Describe what you found.
It's a long time ago, but I'd been in the business for a long, long time, and I was very aware that in the print industry, designs are used and then stored, put in boxes, tucked away, and quite often not used again. So in '89, which started this romance, I thought that we were buying about a few hundred designs in a sale and purchase. And sometime later, it turned into thousands. How can you not be exhilarated or excited when that sort of thing happens to you? Because that's the emotion, that's the feeling. And that's the start of a long, long program of looking after designs, caring for designs, taking calls from people who had no longer the desire to have the responsibility or pay the money it takes to store these things. And so over that 33 years that you talk about, a lot of things have happened and a lot of opportunities have come our way. And we, in all honesty, have grabbed every single thing that we could find. So yes, you're correct. We estimate today, now with the emerging of the Museum of Design, the Australian Museum of Design, we think that it will be way in excess of 7,500 designs.
Wow. Margot, tell us, so many of these designs have never seen the light of day. How will you use technology so a new era of people can discover these designs? And what do you see them being used for?
It's one of the most exciting questions that I could actually answer, to be honest, because we've all heard of 3D, we've all heard of virtual reality. Most recently, we've actually got the technology available, which is a mixed reality. And what that does, it allows us to design a museum, a space that's going to be online. We have, we're in discussions with professional architects who are going to be able to design this for us. With the use of technology, viewers will be able to go in via their website, go through the long corridors that you would normally expect to see in open spaces of a museum, and go into different rooms and have different experiences. So, for example, if there was a student who was looking for a design from a particular era, or if they were looking for a design from a particular artist, or whatever it was, even if a floral, etc., we would, through the curation of those designs, allow that viewer to go into a room and experience anything that they wanted. So let me give you a quick example. When you're in our museum, if you wanted to go and have a look at one of our designs from, say, 1890 as a student, you'd be able to do that. You'd walk into the room and you'd be able to see through mixed reality that design being drawn, then applied up into, say, a wallpaper, which was what they were so often used for in those days. Mm-hmm. And then you'd be able to take a step forward into today's world and have the excitement of seeing them projected perhaps up onto the facade of the building or even on the sails of the Sydney Opera House, for example.
Wow.
So we're really only limited by our imagination on this.
It sounds so exciting. David, I want to talk to you for just a moment. I understand this is more than a museum. You will create a business model around these licensing of these designs. How lucrative do you think these designs will become, and what will they be used for?
It's very early days, but when you are holding crown jewels, it becomes very, very easy to find outlets and people who want to use them. My role has been in the preservation. I'm very, very reliant on the expertise of Margot. I'm in awe of what she can do. It sometimes makes me feel of another generation, and perhaps I am. But I think she has said the words many times, we will only be limited by our own imaginations.
Margot, I want to go back to you for a second. You mentioned the digitalisation process. Talk to us through this.
So interestingly, what we have at the moment is a scanning machine, and that is a slow process that we use right now. That takes all of the different layers of the design that are used to give it its three-dimensional look. Designs are so different from back then versus today. Today you can use a computer to create a design and all of the lines are straight, etc. We're talking about designs that are all hand-drawn, layer upon layer upon layer. You might have a design that has 7, or 8 different layers to it. So the scanning process has to be done in a way that takes each one of those layers and builds upon it. Once we've done that, it then becomes a digital asset. Each one of those layers then can be pulled apart and presented into a three-dimensional experience, which is what we want people to feel like when they are going to the museum. Could you imagine going in and looking at a design, touching it, and then it comes to life? And it comes to life all around you because you've got all of those different layers. And you're really experiencing that beautiful piece of art that the original artist had intended and drew it for those specifications, all those different layers and all those different colours. You can actually see it now and come to life, and you can immerse yourself in it as an augmented, immersive experience.
I think that is going to be a terrific kind of experience, as well as, augmented reality is gaining popularity. I understand the Australian Museum of Design is about to start a crowdfunding raise via the platform Virtual. How much are you looking to raise, and what will the money go towards?
We're looking to raise $2.6 million. It's a big ask, but we know that the replacement value of the designs that we have in the library are actually priceless. We know through valuations, though, that they're valued at over $9 million, and we know that we have to step up quickly and start protecting them. So the $2.6 million that we're looking to raise is going to assist us get faster machines. We need to get these designs scanned faster than what we're doing at the moment. A lot of the designs, because they're old as well, will need restoration, and we will need to staff up with some additional support services to make sure that we have the expertise to do that. In addition to that, we want to be able to use the technology to bring these 7,500 designs to life in the augmented experience that we are talking about. I mean, it's only going to be in a few months' time that the smart goggles or smart glasses that people can wear will be able to even let them do that faster. So time is something that we're very much conscious of, and the $2.6 million is going to give us probably about a 2-year process to get those designs scanned, professionally curated, and in a position where we can have them presented in the museum. We've got about 400 designs that are already scanned now and digitised, and a little sample of those are available on our website for people to have a look at. And people have already made contact with us to see if they can use those designs in public art spaces, for book covers, or designs for fashion, etc., globally. And we know that this has been done very successfully once before, and we know the model works. And it's very important for us to make sure that we get a return on investment for our shareholders. And so we're looking to monetize this project as quickly as we can.
Fantastic stuff. Margot, you mentioned that it will be available on your website, those 400 so far designs. What is that website address?
So our website is australianmuseumdesign.com.au, and there is a small selection available on that, and we keep adding them as they become available.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Margot and David. It's been an absolute pleasure joining you and having you on the show. So thank you so much for your time, and take care.
Thank you so
for
much.
having us.